Hello and welcome to Stroke by Stroke. Today I'm going to do another one of those abstract images where I am going to tape this down and then tape different cells in so that I can do one painting and come out with multiple. Ew, there's a big old hair. Okay. So, yeah. There's the first one. And I don't know if you can see the rainbows that are coming across the paper, but in 2009, the person I loved the most died. And I became extremely depressed, and I have dealt with depression my entire life. First time I ever wanted to truly kill myself, I was 16 years old. And in order to get over, and you don't, that's such a stupid way of saying it, because you don't really ever get over a huge loss like that. But in order to become functional again, I started using lights that would create rainbows, because rainbows my entire life have always been very important to me. When I was 3 years old, my brother, who was 18 months younger than me, when I was 3.5 and he was 22 months old, he died of leukemia. And 3 months after that, my father died of arteriosclerosis, or hardening of the arteries. He had both of his legs had been amputated. Oh, I let the tape touch itself. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna do smaller cells this time. Anyway, so 3 months after my brother died, my father died. And then 6 months after that, my only living grandparent died. And so my mother, you know, and this is very reasonable, honestly, kinda lost it. And so I grew up in a very depressed home. And I actually remember this. I have memories of my brother and my father. Not a lot, but some. And I used to be afraid of things like thunderstorms and rainbows. And I remember one day my mom asked me, whoops, that's not quite big enough. My mom asked me what I thought things were. Why was I so afraid? And she said, "Can you tell me stories about it?" And, you know, my child's imagination, I was probably about, I don't know, 4 at this point. I created like a whole mythology around particularly my brother. And I told my mom that thunder was my brother dumping his toys out in heaven, and that's why it was loud. And that my lightning was him playing with the lights, or yeah, the light switches. And that rainbows were the ribbons off of his packages. When he opened his packages in heaven, they fell down to be the ribbons. And you know, of course, as I got older, I figured out what they actually were, and that those things those weren't actually scientifically true. But it stuck with me. And now rainbows are actually like totems for me. And this was a graphite aquarelle, Faber-Castell HB hardness. So rainbows have been very integral in my life, and so I have many different sun catchers that create rainbows in my life. And once again, you know, I'm not trying to create professional videos here. I am really documenting my own process, and I want you to come along with me if you want to. And if you choose not to, that's perfectly fine too. I'm really doing this, I'm healing out loud is what I'm doing. And rainbows hitting my artwork, yeah, it's going to affect the result, and I know that, but so be it. That's my choice. And I think it makes the world a slightly more beautiful place. And so, yeah, I mean, you can hear my furnace running right now. Walter is definitely here and being very loud. But the wind chill is about, oh, I don't know, negative 12 or something right now, because the wind is blowing quite a bit. So yeah, and what I just used was an Inktense pencil, Derwent Inktense, and that is thistle color. And the Inktense, remember, is going to leave a more permanent mark, because when it gets wet, it basically turns into ink. So, and I am going to use a different set of watercolors today. This is a set that a very good friend gave to me as a gift, and they are not professional quality watercolors, but that's perfectly fine. You don't have to use very expensive supplies all the time. So I'm going to be using this particular palette of watercolors for this painting. So I'm gonna stick with the cooler colors, I think, today, at least for right now. And I'm going to just paint in things I see. This one's going to be pretty different than the last one I did, which was very abstract and very, very fluid. This one's going to be a little bit more controlled. Yeah, it's so cold, and I live in a trailer, and the trailer, unfortunately, I'm running the faucets, and I have the temperature, there's the aphasia again. The furnace, the temperature on the furnace, I have it set to 72. And I also have a heater that is blowing where the pipes come into the house. But the wind is so strong today that the water, the cold water in my bathroom sink has stopped. the hot water's going, everything else is going. The tub, all the taps, the kitchen, the hot water, the toilet, all of it's going. But the cold water, even though I had it dripping, I guess I didn't have it dripping quite enough, and it unfortunately has frozen up on me. And I'm hoping against hope, because remember, I'm on disability, so I don't make that much money, and I was homeless immediately before my disability finally went through, and so I don't have enough money to be able to deal with a frozen pipe. The pipes are plastic, so I am hoping against hope that that will be in my advantage, and I'm trying to get the water to go, but I'm not like blowtorching it or anything like that. I am letting it happen naturally, and hopefully that won't burst the pipe when it decides to come back. So I am dealing with some anxiety over this. Yeah. And so the rainbows, I'm so grateful that the sun is shining today, because I needed that. I really did. My emotions are a bit activated today, and so I am painting in the middle of the day when I can have rainbows, and I also have, you see the dots of light. I have a cloud-shaped mirror ball in my window, and so it's also sending light, and that is definitely something that I need right now. I need the light a lot when I'm feeling this way. So welcome on my journey, and I think at this point I'm probably just going to shut up and paint. I am going to say I am having an emotional reaction to this green, which is interesting. It makes me want to belch. And in my world, belching is a sign of energy moving, or pain. And yeah, I'm having a somatic reaction to this color. And it's awfully bright green too, and I'm not hugely fond of bright green like this, but it's all right. I'm gonna work with it. I'm also doing deep breathing exercises to calm myself, because I'm really dealing with a lot of anxiety today. So I am painting my way through my anxiety. And at this point, I'm going to switch to my Core QOR watercolor palette, because I want to play with different kinds of cool colors, not just those. I am introducing a few warm colors, I guess, because that's what felt right. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not overly fond of rules, and so I may set a rule for myself, and then I'm going to turn around and break it. And as opposed to a law, the consequences of breaking this kind of a rule are not very high. So, and besides, it gives me some freedom to do whatever I want, really. And in that freedom, I feel very calm. Whereas forcing to do something that I said I was going to do, but then kind of doesn't fit anymore what my original intention was, is counterproductive, frankly. So, in art, breaking the rules is not a problem. And so, I do. Also getting out my small set of White Nights granulating watercolors, because I'm gonna use some titanium white, M-gram titanium white gouache. At this point, I am literally just playing. I just want to see what's going to happen if I do this, what's going to happen if I do that. I've been using the same brush the whole time. This is actually really helping my anxiety quite a bit. So, instead of a maladaptive coping skill, like drinking or shopping or, you know, scrolling Facebook constantly, this is a much better outlet for me. And I have no expectations of this picture, or pictures, as the case may be. I really don't. Whatever happens is what happens. And instead of doing one painting, it looks like I actually have just decided to do 6 different little paintings that are not overly attached to one another, which is interesting, because my intention was to do one big, but I got kind of very into doing the what do you call it, the set, you know, the scribbles, and so that's where I went. Oh, okay, all right, that's obviously where I needed to take this, even if I didn't know it at the time. Okay, I'm gonna let these dry for a little bit, and then I have some, where did I put them? Let's see here. Yes. I have some metallic Sharpies that I'm going to use. Oh, I am so sorry. So, I'm going to let this dry and You'll be back in 2 seconds and I'll be back in a while. Okay, I am back. This one is not quite dry yet, but the others are dry enough. So I am going to, this is my silver Sharpie, and let's see here. I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna add a little bling into here and see what happens. Gonna just lean into these shapes, I guess. And I tried getting my faucet going and no such luck right now, so yeah. I'm doing the best I can, you know? There's only so much I can do. And that's, I use the term "it is what it is," and I know a lot of people find that to be triggering, but I wanted to offer the way that I use it. I don't use it as an excuse to just say, you know, there's nothing I can do, it's, you know, hopeless, it's terrible. The way I see it is I have done what I can, and there's no longer anything I can do to change it. So it's an act of radical acceptance that, you know, I can't change it, at least right now, and it is what it is. So, you know, that's how I mean it when I say it. So when I say that my what do you call it, faucet is what it is, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah. Don't know if that's helpful to anybody, but it was very helpful to me. So I don't know if I like that or not, but it is what it is. Do some dots here. Some random. And sometimes it's really hard to do things that are truly random. It's giving me weird spine vibes. I'm not sure quite, but okay, we'll have a weird spine on this one. Okay, I feel like I need to do something over here. Apparently it wants to be like a branch or something, so that's what we're gonna do, I guess. Okay, I don't know if I made it any better or not, but there it is. And let's see here, I got a bronze. I'm gonna pick up that kind of bronzish color there. I really like these Sharpies. I was going through some, I hadn't unboxed all of my supplies quite yet, and I was going through a box yesterday and discovered I had these. And I was like, oh cool, and they still work. I'd forgotten that they existed, so. Yeah, not all of them are going to be great. I'm not feeling like this one's that great, but that's okay. I like this one. And, you know, sometimes you just make ick. And I think this one is just going to end up being kind of icky. And so be it. I'm going to be one with the ick. Because sometimes it's just crap. Okay, I'm going to call that one done. Let's see here. Yeah, that one works okay. All right, I'm going to do some gold in this one. What am I going to do to it? Actually, adding that purple helped a lot. Go figure. Gave a kind of a focal point to the whole thing, which it desperately needs. Okay, it is time to try to take this tape off, and this is very cheap masking tape, and I don't think the cellulose paper is, doesn't do so well, so it rips the paper, but it's all right. I think I'm gonna, next time I can afford it, I'm going to get some painter's tape, or, oh no, don't do that. Oh shoot, it's actually, I don't like what it's doing. That's really taking the paper. Dang. And I didn't use a hairdryer on this because I didn't want this to happen. But it did. Oh, good Lord. Look at that. That's crazy. So cheap masking tape is not ideal. Now, this was the finest masking tape that Walmart around me had. So, woohoo. Yeah. Definitely going to need to use something different in the future. But since these don't really matter that much, and I can also trim it, which would help. So here we go. I will do the pan around and probably individual photos of each one of these, and then we are done. So thank you if you stuck around for this. It did a great job of calming my anxiety. I shifted my mood, and yeah, so thank you so much. Do what makes you happy, and this has been Stroke by Stroke.